at TH Place here, and as many of you all know, I live in this country called Singapore, and apparently there's a video claiming that Singapore is too expensive to live in. So let's see if this is true or not, and how it's relatable. And do let me know if you're from Singapore, by dropping down a comment down below. And if you like these types of videos, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and also comment down below what other videos you would like me to check out next, and I'll be sure to do so. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to help support me, and what I do completely for free. Also, make sure to check me out on twitch.tv/DJPlays if you like to watch me react to this stuff live, and also interact with y'all. But without further ado, let's get right into the video.
How much do you think this would cost me at a local coffee shop? $5? $5.50?
$7.
$6? Well, it was actually $6.60.
Oh, that was pretty okay.
If you're thinking that sounds kind of expensive, that's because it is. Just
No
a few
shit.
months ago, this meal would have cost me $6.10. That's a price difference of about 50 cents.
True, half a
And
dollar.
it's not just lunch. In fact, it seems like everything has gotten more expensive. Food, housing, bills, cars,
Yeah.
bus fares. The list goes on and on. In just a few short months, price tags on many essential everyday items have gone up. A tray of 30 eggs was $4.75 in February 2021, but that went up to $6.15 just a year later. Now, a month later, it went up even more. And of course, petrol prices have increased by about 40 to 60 cents per litre since January 2022. Buying a meal that's 50 cents more expensive than usual might not sound like a big deal, but if you eat the same thing for the next 30 days, that's an extra $15 a month.
Yeah.
This is what people have been worried about for a while now. Inflation. Overall inflation in Singapore hit a 9-year high of 4.3% this February. This means that on average, goods that you bought a year ago might cost 4.3% more today.
Yep,
So
true.
why exactly is Singapore becoming more expensive?
Specific products will have specific reason. It's not the same reason across the board. Obviously, we are still not having a free flow of goods and services yet because of restrictions, pandemic-based state management restrictions, which is causing longer routes, longer delays, which all adds to the cost.
We're also particularly sensitive to events
They're screwing
occurring
themselves.
globally. And in case you haven't noticed, there's a lot going on right now.
No shit.
Ukrainians woke up to find themselves plunged into the midst of war. Explosions and air raid sirens ringing out here in Kyiv and cities across this country.
The UN says hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians are on the move trying to get to safety.
But how is war happening so far away affecting the price of something like eggs in Singapore? Ukraine is actually a huge producer of corn. So when the war hits, supply chains are disrupted, and there will generally be less corn being produced around the world. Chicken farmers who need chicken feed, which is made out of corn, now have to pay more because of the shortage. But the only way
I'll go
that
to
they
alternative
can pay more is to
manufacturers to
charge
pay
higher
more.
for the eggs they sell. And the
True,
Ukraine war is not the
true.
only global event that the world has been slapped with in the past year.
Extreme weather events are occurring more frequently all over the world.
This is insane.
Global climate crisis here, now, and lethal.
I guess there are gonna be more and more poor people now.
2 years since the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic.
So we are in a unique time in history where it seems like we have stacked conflicts, one on top of another.
Yeah, it seems
We
like
did
the world's
not
getting
get
more
rid
and more
of
fucked.
Pandemic yet. We don't know what variants are going to come. Supply chain disruptions because of the pandemic has been quite serious, together with the conflict creating really supply shortage for a variety of reasons. First, the conflict. Other one, closure of airspaces means air freight is now more expensive, which means, of course, shipping will also be more expensive.
I mean,
And
technically,
then
air
obviously,
flight
climate
to
change,
Ukraine is technically
how
free, right?
differing the climate has
But
been
that's the different
is
thing.
having an impact, with more extreme weathers,
Yeah,
more rainfalls, for example. I mean, you don't hear once in 100-year rain every month, that doesn't happen. That is kind of unique, right? So those are things are also impacting prices across the board. So it's not just one item, but it's a combination of all of them together.
Okay, that sounds bad
So people
for
who
us
are not
right
able
now.
to afford it is gonna
Inflation
get screwed.
isn't really a new thing.
I know.
So
There's
is
no shit.
inflation always bad?
In most economies, and most economists agree, a little bit of inflation is a good thing.
A bit of inflation indicates that a country's economy is growing, which is ultimately a good thing. When there's mild inflation at about 2%, that usually indicates that there's a demand for goods and services and more people are required to produce these goods and services, generally speaking.
True.
What we don't want is hyperinflation.
That is where the problem is. So high inflation, God forbid, things like what is going on.
Same. I wish the weather was like in 2007.
In Turkey, Venezuela, where there was hyperinflation. So
I know, right?
So much more. You buy a bread and you did not like the bread, you want to return it, go back, the bread prices have doubled.
What's maybe more surprising is that you wouldn't want negative inflation either. In the short term, great. Everything is cheaper now and we can buy more things. But if prices are continuously pressured down, companies will see that there's less money to be made and start producing fewer things. And because they're producing fewer things and making less money, companies will decide, hey, I don't need to hire so many people anymore. So it might lead to people losing their jobs. And that's definitely a worse deal. Another thing that we can maybe take comfort in is that inflation tends to be cyclical. In other words, we shouldn't expect prices to consistently rise so quickly.
Well, even in the beginning of the pandemic period, prices were actually coming down because people are not traveling as much, which was one of the more expensive things to do. So indeed, there is, of course, a pattern that things will come down. Even under the new normal, people adapt to the new normal. So indeed, prices can come down. It's not a one-way traffic. But obviously, some of the things like, our want of having a better standard of living will continue though.
So Singapore is becoming more expensive to live in.
True.
But will it eventually become too expensive to live in? That depends on various reasons.
There's a general...
Government spending and taxation, global happenings, even our response to climate change. But the fear is real, and you're not crazy for feeling worried. How is this going to affect us in the long run? Will retiring comfortably be an issue?
Probably.
What other concerns do you have? Let us
And there
know
will be
in the
probably more
comments
poor
below.
people. I mean, poverty is always... From what I know, poverty has been increasing from like year from year, so there you go. Yeah, but I guess what do you personally think about it, man? I feel like, shit is getting more expensive and things are just becoming, I guess, more and more expensive. I guess there will be more and more poorer people around, I guess, and yeah. Apparently that happens to be me currently now, so it is what it is. But if you like this video so far, make sure to drop me a like to let me know, and you like to help support me and make me, I guess, feel a little better about being I guess, poor in a sense. Do subscribe to this channel and check out my Twitch streams over at twitch.tv/TZHplays. But thank you also so much for watching and staying to the end. And I hope this doesn't affect you that much. And for those who are affected, my heart goes out to you. And I hope to see you in the next video or live stream.